Breaking news! Today, as a family was touring the Black Mountain, a dark figure emerged. The mother and two children got away, but the father wasn't so lucky. He was bitten by the figure and was immediately rushed to the hospital. The hospital has confirmed that it was indeed a zombie bite. I'll be back with more information on the subject, but for now, please enjoy this video on how to survive the zombie apocalypse. Want to survive the zombie apocalypse? If you do, follow these steps. Step 1. Buy as many medical supplies as you can, because they'll be flying off the shelves. Step 2. Buy as many canned goods as you can, and also stock up on bottled water, because who knows how long the zombie apocalypse will last. Step 3. Board up all your walls and windows in your basement. And finally, Step 4. Put all your stuff you gathered into your basement and create a safe place. Gather as many things as you need and you want to keep, and say goodbye to your family and friends unless you can keep them in your shelter. Warning, this does not guarantee survival. We are not responsible for any zombification. And I'm back with more information on the zombie apocalypse. So, what we already know about the zombie disease is that it started in Harlan County, Kentucky, in the Black Mountains. We now know that the man had seen one zombie, and we figure that this must be the first zombie-infected person. We figure that the zombies will probably head to New York after getting Kentucky all dead, so they can try a hot dog instead of eating people, because that's just so much better. And this will take about 11.5 days to get there, so hopefully this will end the zombie apocalypse. By the 7th day, Harlan County will be completely infected, as will Frankfurt, our capital. To show how we figured these stats, Professor? Thank you. I will first start with the equation. It is I equals 5 to the power of D times 1. I stands for the number infected that day. 5 is the growth factor. The growth factor is the amount that the number infected from the day before is times 5. D is the day, and 1 is the original amount of zombies. I will now show you how to make a table from your equation. So first, you'll grab your equation, like so. Then, you'll substitute in for the day. So, obviously, we'll start with 0, because who would? So, substitute 0 in for D, and 5 to the power of 0 is 1, times 1 is 1. So the total infected is 1, but the number infected that day was still 0. Then, let's go on to 1. So, substitute 1 in for D. 5 to the power of 1 is 5, plus the 1 from the day before is 1. So total infected is 6, but the number infected that day is 5. And finally, we'll go on to 2. So, substitute 2 in for D. 5 to the power of D is 25. And then plus the 6 from the day before is 31. So you just continue on like that until you go up to as high as you want. I went up to 10 and got a pretty big number. So I'll now show you how to make a graph. First, what you're going to do is label the axes. Obviously, for the horizontal axis, I used day for the label. And then, on the vertical axis, I used the number infected that day. So now that you've got it labeled, you can start with your scale. Alright, so for the scale, what you're going to do is you're going to take the biggest number you have, and since we went up to 10, our biggest number was around 10 million. So we went up to 10 million, and we found that you have to go up by 400,000 to get up to 10 million. And then for the bottom, for day, we went up to 10 days, so obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on to the 10th day. That is how you find your scale. You're finally at the point where you need to plant your points. So, what you do is you take your table, you take the number infected that day, because that's what this graph is for, and you just plot them. So, day 0 is 0 because nobody was infected that day. Day 1, 5 were infected, so you put the point around that area. Should be lower, but we only have a certain amount of space. And 2, 25, right there. And 3, 125. Right there. 4, 750. 625 right there. And so on and so forth until you get to 10. Thank you for coming on today's show to show us how you got the math for the zombie apocalypse. So I'm just gonna go get in my shelter now, and I think you guys should probably do that as well. So I would like to thank you and see you tomorrow, Kentucky, hopefully.